Hello, everyone. Today it's going to be a short podcast of just of what's happening with the Tulare Lake. It's getting pretty crazy. I've seen the news. I don't know if you guys have, but I've seen the news where the the Kings County Police they're saying that as soon as the water started, building up, getting higher and higher, there's been people just pulling up with their boats, and they actually had to tell them, "Hey, this is still private property, so you guys got to turn back and get out of here. You can't ride your boats out here." The water was on. I'm pretty sure in some spots the deep is I don't know, probably like maybe 4 or 5 feet depending on the ground, but it's mostly around. It was mostly around 3 feet, I believe. And yeah, there was already people just driving up with their boats. I don't know who told them they can ride their boats or whatever out there in the water. I mean, it's not that deep, and I don't know who would. I mean, you're gonna end up hitting something that's in the ground because it's not that deep. So yeah, that's one of the news that's happening out here, and I guess they're the Kings County Police or the sheriffs. I guess they're gonna be busy this summer. It's if it stops coming down, but I'm pretty sure it hasn't, and it's not. I've noticed and I've seen the creeks and the rivers just nonstop, just water just coming down from up from Lake Cahuilla, and I believe Lake Success also. Man, it's got crazy out here. They actually just put an evacuation notice. The Tulare County Police Department put an evacuation notice for some cities or some towns. I'm sorry, and for some ranchers, dairies out here, farms, and all that stuff. So they told them, you know what, you guys got to get start packing up and leave. The dairies they're gonna have to pack up and leave. They're gonna have to start moving their cattle around who knows where. But man, that's so crazy, like just imagine if you were one of the owners, of one of those dairies, the stuff you have to deal with. I mean, even if you're not so close to the water, but you still have the risk. You're running the risk of your place being flooded, or not even your actual, the dairy, but I mean, you still got those fields around you. They're getting flooded, so your crop is it's being damaged by this water, which is not even water. Yeah, it's just freaking mud. So I feel bad for all those people living around there, all those businesses, dairies, the farmers, everybody. But I'm pretty sure when they established their business in that area, I'm pretty sure they knew that area was a flooding zone, because if you obviously you can see the old maps. You can tell that was a lake. So I'm pretty sure they had a feeling that it was going to happen. It happened in the 60s, 50s, and so on and so on. So I'm pretty sure they were aware that any any time, any day, any freaking season, that was going to happen. We were going to get a lot of water, a lot of rain. The water was going to come down the mountains. Where else is gonna flow to? I mean, the water's gonna go back to where it originally was from. I mean, there's from the lowest parts of the the valley. So that's one of the parts, and that's where it's heading. I'll try to give you guys a little bit of the news of what's going on around here. I mean, it's the Tulare County has been actually. I'm surprised. The Tulare County. I'm sorry. The Tulare Lake. By my surprise, it's been picked up by a lot of newspapers, by a lot of news out there, by a lot of I say newspapers because I'm still kind of old school. Even though I'm kind of young, I'm not that old, but I still think like old school, I guess. It's it's crazy, like all over the world. They a lot of people know about this now, about California, about the history, about the Tulare Lake, all those Lake Clyde, Tulare Lake. What is the other one? Kern Lake? No, Lake Isabel. I don't know, but there's a few lakes that some are gone, but a lot of people are getting to know the history, I guess, of how it was here, especially those us young people. But as I'm actually talking about this, I'm also learning. I'm also learning just like you guys. You know, I search up, and I'm not just talking gibberish. Whatever I talk about, it's something that I actually searched up and read or heard. So I try to get the right information to you guys. You get so excited, you know. You get so excited just because I'm into history. I'm into vintage stuff. I'm into the past, I guess. You know, I mean, I like the time of the '50s and stuff. Let me search up a little bit of the news. I'll look up a little bit of the news. What's going on here in the about the Tulare Lake. So Los Angeles Times, they came out with something. Let me see. Water laps just below the windows of a lone farmhouse that sits alongside the submerged route. So windows. So that's about what, 4 feet, 4.5 feet or so. Thousands of acres of cropland have been inundated in this heavily farmed of the San Joaquin Valley, and the water just keeps rising. I mean, like I said, the water just keeps coming down, and they just put this evacuation notice just recently for get out of there, get prepared. If you're gonna stay, you know, you got to deal with whatever it's gonna happen. So LA Times says for the first time in decades, Tulare Lake is reappearing in the valley, reclaiming the lowlands at its historic heart. Once the largest freshwater lake west of Mississippi River, Tulare Lake was largely drained in the late 19th century and early 20th century, as the rivers that fed it were dammed and diverted for agriculture. So yeah, they're just recapping of the history of what happened around here. Let me see. Yeah, they're just giving a history about what about the Tulare Lake. One of the recent news that I heard a couple days ago, on Deer Creek. It's a canal. It's a river that goes to Tulare Lake. It's closer to, I believe it's in between Alpaw and Corcoran. So I guess Deer Creek kind of goes to where Boswell Farms is. So I guess it's the water was running down, you know, to going heading towards Boswell Farms and all that area. I guess, well, something happened one night. Somebody went and broke the levee just before Boswell Farms. They broke the levee, and that's how it started to flood even faster. I think it's closer to the Corcoran area. So if I'm not mistaken, if I am, let me know. That's what I remember. I heard somebody broke the levee one night, so the county got officials with. I mean, they were armed officials. I think it was just securities or policemen. I'm not sure, but they were armed because they didn't want that to happen again. Because I mean, it is breaking the law because you are damaging the levee, and you are going to be ended up. You are going to be destroying property. Thank you guys. Make sure you subscribe. See you guys on the next one.